Hey subscribers, welcome to a quick review of last week's small narrative battle, which I tried to base for the first time around the Killteam system. So I just want to show you a picture of the board and some of the characters and just explain how I'm going about going through these type of videos. So I'll start off with the board. This is a little alcove, little area on the old Periculo map that it's got a little shrine in the middle, and it's supposed to be surrounded by mountains. And in the background we've got the black pyramids from the previous video. So the idea is two armies basically converging here. I haven't quite worked out the storyline fully yet, as I always don't, until the battle concludes. But they're going to come in through here, one through here, one through here. The two armies I'm going to have are, one is we've got a Necron Killteam, which is basically an assortment of different types of units from the Necron faction, and also they're going to encounter a group of space wolves, so a variety of different space wolves there. Now they're not exactly the entire correct unit types for Killteam, but I'm going to include these different characters anyway and see how it goes. I do have a Custodes representative there at the front. They're going to be built into the storyline. So the idea is the Necrons here, they are fleeing the pyramids after being defeated, come up through this area here into this shrine, try and regroup, and then we've got the space wolves who are patrolling the area. The Custodes is going to work out that where are these Necrons coming from, and try and find out that there's actually a linkage between the demon world of Periculo and this current world we're in at the moment. So the idea is the Custodes get onto this whole idea of two worlds, and they're going to find out that there's our main group of heroes here who are questing through that Myth-Dravor dungeon, and they're going to try and link up the two worlds somehow. I haven't quite worked it out fully, but you're just going to have to watch the whole season to see what happens there. So anyway, we've got Killteam battle between Space Wolves and Necrons. That's the board. We'll see how it rolls out. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I have finished the narrative section where basically both armies have come onto the board, or both kill teams. This is the Necron deployment. Everyone's there. I haven't actually worked out names and details of this yet, but that'll all be done in the editing phase later on. So I'll build all that together. Space Wolves over here, just taking up that section, and the Custodes character not participating in this game, just part of the narrative. So I haven't actually worked out the objectives. Obviously we've got an objective in the middle here to control that. We'll have to wait and see how this pans out, but this is going to be the first foray into a Killteam type turn structure. So we'll see how this rolls out. If it's no good, I'll stop doing it, but we'll give it a crack. Thanks for watching, and we'll see how as these turns progress. Okay, here we are at the end of turn one. Killteam, my first try at Killteam. Not doing so well at the moment, but I'll show you what I have been doing. So we've got the Necrons. They have moved to various parts of the board. We had Destroyer move out here with the flayed one hiding in behind it, just so I can sort of open up some firing lanes just here. We had the Pariah and the Death Mark basically take a position behind this pillar. The Lord and the melee units basically trying to get up the front, take this position here, the shrine itself. We've got the Warrior and the Immortal sitting here behind that pillar. So the ranged units obviously at the back here trying to fire into the enemy position, and the melee units just trying to work their way around this shrine. So what happened is the Space Wolves as well moved up. We've got 3 units here, melee units, basically coming around this elevated section here, taking position here. They had this wolf charge out into the middle to offer as bait for all the range units. They took that bait and actually took out the wolf itself. The ranged units, we've got plasma weaponry up the top here and melter weaponry over there. They're going to stay up on the top of that elevated section there and rain fire down on the Necron section. You'd think they would take things out, but they didn't. They fired into the destroyer here. Lots of wounds on these guys, but none actually taken out in this turn. We had Necron Warrior. Don't know why they focused on the Necron Warrior, just did. They couldn't quite get... Oh, there was one unit here. That one there just basically fired on this unit here, so no damage there on that one. So no real casualties at this stage. We've only got one wolf down on the Space Wolf side, but I think in this unit, I think the board size was too big, because they normally get into the action pretty quick with the Killteam stuff, but they're still a fair way away. But anyway, it'll all change in turn 2. We see if the Space Wolves can fight back against the Necrons. Right, turn 2 coming up shortly. Okay, here we have turn 2, and the Necrons have moved in and taken the shrine here. Here we have the Pariah just taking a position by this column here. The Necron Lord has gone inside the shrine and just moved from up there, just basically taking a position behind cover. There is a Lich Guard just there behind another column. I suppose over here is where a lot of action happened. We had the Scarab attack the Space Wolf there, and they just basically had their melee and spun Space Wolf down, the Scarab's down, and one Space Wolf remains. Up here we had Melter Fire from here, taking out the Necron Warrior behind that pillar there. We had some Plasma Cannon firing from up here, tried to take out the Death Mark just there, but didn't happen. The Destroyer came up here hoping to fire upon the Space Wolves, but was subsequently assaulted, and that melee is ongoing. This Space Wolf here tried to get into melee range as well, but didn't quite make it, left out in the open and was fired upon by the Pariah. Just there, taking him out. In the middle here, this Lich Guard sort of charged out to the middle of nowhere, just basically trying to take all the fire, and got assaulted by the Terminator Lord and another Marine, so that's taken out there. So, there is one more. There's the Immortal back here. The Immortal fired and took out the rocket launcher dude just there. So he's lying down. A lot of casualties in this turn. We've got 2 there, 1 there, 1 here, and 1 there. So that should thin it right out. We've got turn 3 coming up shortly. This battle's going to go real quick. We'll see what happens next. Here we are at the end of turn 3, and we had the Space Wolves, the Space Wolf Lord, which was standing there, charge in over here and try and take all the fire, what was supposed to be the fire from things like the Death Mark here, which was over his side. Try and take the fire there so these 2 plasma units and the melter gun could really fire upon the Necrons hiding around this area. So he charged in, and then the Necron Lord and the Lich Guard came out from the shrine here to engage, and also the flayed one, which was over here, came in to reinforce. That combat ensued, and we lost the Pariah, and the Wolf Lord went down. Over this side we had the Destroyer Lord the destroyer get taken out by these two units here, and over this side the Immortal was taken out as well. So these two units here, the plasma units and the melter gun, they really couldn't fire on anything because the Death Mark basically charged into combat there to try and take that sort of ranged play out of play, I should say. So at this stage, there's a few casualties. We've got one Space Wolf over there, 2, 3, 4, 5 here versus 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like fairly evenly weighted. We've got turn 3 in the bank. We've got turn 4 coming up shortly. Okay, here we are at the end of turn 4, and what we saw here was we saw the Necron Lord and the Lich Guard, who were just behind this shrine just over here. They just came round here and engaged this Space Wolf there and took him out, controlling that area of the board. The Death Mark here just hid behind this pillar, just withdrew a bit so he could line up a shot at that long thing over there, and didn't take it out. Rune Priest behind here just couldn't quite make it into combat, so I thought I'd just get some cover just behind that pillar just there. Moving over this side of the board, we did have some return fire from the long thing there trying to take out the Death Mark. That didn't happen either, they just shot at each other. Over here we saw the Flayed one try and engage the Melter Marine just there, and also it was followed up by this Space Wolf here, so it's 2 on 1, and the Flayed one got taken out. So Space Wolves take that area, Necrons take that area, and these guys are just shooting it out over here. Not too many left on the table now. 2 turns to go. Who's going to own the shrine? We'll find out. Here we are at the end of turn 5, and we saw no casualties. Very ordinary turn this one. What we had is we had the Rune Priest here charge in against the Death Mark, and we also had these other the plasma cannon and also the melter gun take positions to try and fire on the remaining Necrons, but they slipped round past this shrine and engaged in combat here. No one got taken out, a few flesh wounds, but everyone still stands. So that's what we have at turn 5, and I'll just introduce you to my son Rowan.
Hello.
Do you like this stuff, Rowan? Do you like looking at it?
Yeah. It looks really creative.
Do you? You like it?
Yeah.
Which one's your favourite on the board at the moment?
I would say that one.
Which one's that? This one here? You like him, do you?
Yeah.
That's the way. Glad you like it, Rowan. We'll catch up with you again soon, okay?
Yeah.
Say bye.
Bye.
Alright, we'll see you again for turn 6 shortly. Okay, there we have it. That's the end of turn 6, and a bit of a non-event to finish off. We had the Death Mark withdraw over here, which was then followed up by the Rune Priest, and they engaged in combat. No one died. In the middle here we had this Space Wolf here, and that withdrew, opening the firing lanes for the plasma and the melter weapons, and you'd think that they'd pulverise these guys, but they didn't hurt them either. So that left the Necrons standing right next to the shrine, and what looked like a certain defeat for the Necrons ended up being a victory. So a bit of a topsy-turvy sort of first effort at Killteam, but I'm going to try and do one of these every month in amongst the rest of my videos. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.